Damn it, Bobby, this just ain't right.
Alrighty, we're recording for YouTube. What's good, everybody? We back with another reaction. Today we got some Eric Wayweather. Try saying that shit 5 times fast. Anyways, he posted this shit a day ago. Everything new you missed in the college football 25 trailer. We missed definitely more than a few things going back and watching my shit, but it's all right. Let's see what he got.
Ago, so let's break it down a little more in depth today and show you some things that you might have missed. Now I'm going to go over some things in the video that might be obvious as well, but just want to kind of touch on all the details we saw, some of the little ones and even some of the big ones. We're going to look at some of the team traditions, we're going to look at some of the sneaky equipment and things like that they snuck in there, and more. Now also keep in mind, in the coming weeks as we get closer to the release of this game, EA is going to continue dropping more information. We're going to get a big deep dive gameplay sometime soon, probably within the next few weeks, where we're going to see actual in-game gameplay and we're going to get the game features broken down. So if you don't want to miss stuff like that or the deep dives on the game modes like Dynasty and Road to Glory, make sure to subscribe and turn the bell icon on so you don't miss any of that important information the second it drops. Trying to get to 600k subs before the release of this game.
Hold up, y'all, let me turn my PlayStation off because this shit's like fucking up the sound.
And if everybody watching just subbed, we could hit that number in a few days. So the first thing I want to start with here are like some of the specific things to each team, like the traditions and celebrations and stuff like that. Now you may have caught a lot of these, but the trailer does move along so quick with a lot of quick clips that you might not have caught every one, but some of the more important stuff we're going to talk about is the sneaky equipment a little bit later in the video. But let's first start kind of just showing every team has a unique run out, which I think is very interesting because
yes, please EA, include every unique college entrance tradition, please. That would be so sick. Please don't take an L on that.
If you're familiar with the Madden series, every team pretty much comes out the same. There's slight variations of it, but it's essentially the same intro pretty much every game for every team, which after you've watched it once or twice, you just skip right over it. It's bland. No matter what game you load into, kind of feels the same. But that's
exactly, bro. This is gonna make content so fresh for us. It's gonna be so sick. Bro, how are we already down to 1 viewer? Come on, what the fuck?
Separates the college game in real life and in video game form from the NFL because colleges have much more traditions than the NFL, both with the fan base and with the team itself. So as you're seeing here, they're showcasing that with Notre Dame touching their play like a champion sign, with LSU hitting their win bar, with the Florida Gators touching the Gator head, and all the other little examples of this. You've got Clemson running down the hill and things like that. Every team has a unique entrance because in real life, they have a unique entrance and they have these unique traditions both with their mascots, with their fans, and all of that. And to me, that's one of those things that is going to separate this game from a game like Madden, because no matter what team you load up with, it's going to feel different every single time. If you're loading up with Texas, it's going to feel different than loading up with Wyoming or loading up with Toledo. You're not going to get the same generic kind of cookie cutter experience with every team, and those are the things that kind of keep you coming back to the game a little bit more, in my opinion. Now,
that honestly probably was what took so long with this game, is that you have to stop by every college and really get an authentic take from each school.
There's some other cool specific team things we saw in this trailer, for instance like Iowa waving at the children's hospital, and again this just goes to the attention.
This shit is super clean, bro. This shit caught me off guard. This shit definitely caught me off guard, bro. But imagine how many different colleges, schools out there that they have to stop by and do shit like this. It's not easy.
The detail in this game. In real life, you've got the children's hospital kind of in the background outside of the stadium, and this is something that Iowa players do in real life, and they're going to do it in the game as well. So not only does this game have over 134 rendered different stadiums, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, because in the NFL game you've got 32 stadiums, maybe a little bit more because they have some of the stadiums in other countries that they do play games at once or twice a year, but you know they have less than 40 stadiums. I think the soccer game, EAFC, has like 60 stadiums. This game has over 134 stadiums, I believe, because they have one unique stadium for every team, but I think they even have a few others where bowl games are played. So that alone just adds so much uniqueness to this game, and they showcase a good bit of it in this trailer where you're seeing some of the massive stadiums that can fit 100,000 people, and then you're seeing the smaller ones. Now what I hope with this game, and I think we're going to get this because it seems like they've put a lot of detail into the presentation and the audio, I want to hear the differences of the stadiums. You know, Penn State or USC or, you know, Michigan, they should sound a lot louder and a lot different than some of those smaller stadiums where it's not nearly as many people.
I think they'll definitely add that, just like the crowd volume. I feel like that would be easy an easy detail to get down.
People, so I'm really curious to see how that's gonna play through when the game drops.
They have
some
to get
other
that
interesting
down.
tradition stuff we saw in the game are, you know, just the different ways that teams celebrate, which is not, again, something we see a lot in Madden. We do see it with touchdowns, but outside of that, we don't see like the on-field celebrations or the turnover celebrations that are really popular in college. So you can see Alabama with their belt, you can see Pitt dunking the basketball, which is like, some of these shots just look really, really good. Some of the best.
Bro, this has to be the hardest celly. Imagine going to the sideline, bruh, slam dunk that bitch after a pick 6. And also, I didn't notice too, they got the roll-up jerseys. Look at this. That shit's gonna be so hard, bro. I can't wait.
Graphics I've seen in a sports game, at least as of late. And then you have other traditions like Michigan taking their team picture. I believe they do this after their turnovers. You can see Wisconsin doing their signature celebration right here. You've got Miami throwing up the U. And again, all of this stuff, while we do have some specific celebrations that do happen in Madden for certain players.
Yo, do they have turnover chains? That would be tough too. Adding some turnover chains,
like the gritty and things like that. Again, this is something we see more in college. Teams have these different turnover traditions. They have these different ways that they celebrate. And while some NFL teams have a little bit of this, it's just not on the same scale as college, because everything in college, it seems so much more prideful and there's just so much more pageantry to it. So every team tries to come up with their own unique thing. And it looks like, as far as we can see in this trailer, EA has gotten every unique thing from every team, which is super interesting. Now we're going to get a little bit deeper on some of the other stuff in this trailer in just a second, but really quickly, I do want to shout out today's video sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. If you love sports and you love money, then you need to be on Underdog Fantasy playing their pick'em game. Basically, you deposit, so you get a free pick and you get a bunch of free money to play with, and you just can't beat that. They even have the different crowd traditions as well, so we see the whiteout game that Penn State is known for, even including the S section that they've been doing for quite some time now, so it's cool to see things like that represented. So now let's start.
That shit's gonna be crazy. There's nothing like a primetime game. Penn State, bro. Yeah, like Penn State, Ohio State, like even like Penn State, Michigan State, like those games go fucking crazy.
About some of the equipment, because there's a lot of people that play Madden and who are going to play the college game that are big equipment heads. Equipment is such an important part to these games because it just adds to the customization, it adds to the uniqueness. Players wear a lot of different gear in real life, and you like to see that represented in the game. So right off the bat, let's start with the pants above the knee. I think most people kind of are.
Okay, I actually seen a tweet about this motherfucker right here. Ain't nobody never seen him do no move like that, bro. He's a tight end. He has no business making no moves like that. Come on.
Familiar with this by now. They've seen it after watching the trailer a bunch. A lot of people have pointed this out. This is one of those things that isn't in Madden, and I believe the NFL won't allow that because technically that's a uniform violation. The NFL doesn't want players actually wearing pants above.
This is probably like the deal breaker right here. This is a huge thing. Pants above knees. Like, that is a big difference from the guys that we make in Madden versus the guys we finna make in NCAA. It's gonna be night and day, bro. It's not even gonna be close.
Above the knee, I do believe they get fined for it still unless that's changed. So that's why that's not in Madden as far as I know. But when you're talking about the college game, a lot less strict, at least in terms of the video game. So we're gonna see some of the stuff that we maybe can't see in Madden, and this is one of those things. And you see throughout the trailer a bunch of examples of this. Quentin Ewers, you could see pants above the knee. You could see the LSU player catching the ball on the sideline, pants above the knee. You could see the Georgia player when he does the little hesitation move, pants clearly above the knee. So this is something people have been asking for a while in Madden. Not sure if we're gonna have it there, but we have it in the college game, which is good to see. So just any way you want to customize your player, you want as many options as possible. It also appears in the trailer that you can actually play with your back plates exposed and your jerseys rolled up. Now this is in Madden, but you can only use it in the yard game mode, or now it's called Superstar Showdown. You can't do this on field because again, the NFL does not want them.
That's facts, bro, and that is lame as fuck that Madden did that. Why would you only include some shit like that in one mode? Really?
Doing that. But again, in college, it's a little bit more open. So you can see in the Baylor shot where the guys are running out, you can see number 55 has his back plate exposed. You can see another one of the guys at the back of the group here with his back plate exposed as well. You can also see it here with the Pitt dunk celebration. You got the guy with the jersey rolled up. You can see it here on the kickoff with, I believe that's Wyoming. He's got his jersey rolled up as well. So again, you want to wear it up, you want to wear it down, you want to wear it with the untucked jersey underneath. That is in Madden. We've seen that in this trailer as well. Multiple players with their your jerseys untucked with the undershirts. That really isn't a surprise because we do have that in Madden, but however you want to wear your jerseys, you got all the options in this game. They also added knee braces to the game. Now, this is something I do expect to carry over to Madden because I don't see why this wouldn't. This is something people have been asking for. You could see it on a lot of the linemen. They have the knee braces, and it even looks like the knee brace goes up under the pants as well a little bit, which is good. Nice attention to detail there, so that is a new accessory that we don't currently have in Madden, but I do expect it to carry over. We also see branded socks. We have Nike socks. Now, somebody did mention that they saw Adidas socks.
Okay, I did not even notice that. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even really realize or notice that, so I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just not super attentive, but that's a W. Let's go.
On one of the guys, I couldn't really
got the Nike socks, so we get Nike Elite socks. Or the Nike Vapor Edge socks.
Make it out, so I won't say for sure, but probably so, because in these games they do have Nike and they do have Adidas equipment. So if they have Adidas equipment in terms of cleats and gloves, I don't see why they wouldn't have the socks as well. But you could see Nike socks on a number of different players in the shots. So it seems like also a lot of attention to detail to which brands are sponsored by which teams, because you could see the Nike guys clearly have Nike socks. You could also clearly see Oklahoma, for example, when they're running out, everybody's wearing Jordans because they're sponsored by Jordan, and we have a number of Jordan cleats in the game. Curious to see if they added any new ones this year. They have about 4 or 5 different pair in Madden, so curious to see if they're going to add more. And speaking of the Oklahoma shot, you can also see that it looks like we have tights or leg sleeves now, which we don't have in Madden. You can see number 11 on OU with the red tights. You could also see it here on the Texas A&M player. You could see them running out the guy in the front. That's
going to be so fucking tough, bruh. The all whites with the tights at the bottom, that's just gonna go fucking crazy, my nigga.
The tights on. You can also see it clearly here with Donovan Edwards on the stiff arm. He's got the tights or the leg sleeves. So another one of those things that people have been asking for in Madden. And again, I would expect this to be one of those things that does carry over to Madden, because there's no reason, I don't think, why they wouldn't be able to have that there, unless that goes against the sock violations or something. I don't know, because NFL's got a bunch of crazy rules. I mean, remember when AJ Brown was wearing the pink cleats last year and they made him change it at halftime? They're very strict on that type of stuff, so it unfortunately does hold back Madden. But at least here for college, that's just another one of the reasons this game is gonna be a little.
Bro, NFL is so fucking boring, dog. I swear to God, NFL is like that one family member that you just don't want around because they're so fucking annoying.
A bit better. We're gonna have that variety. We're gonna have that option to do what we want to do here. It's not gonna be held back by the NFL in any way. Also in the video, you'll notice you see Nike footballs in a couple of different clips, so it looks like we definitely have Nike footballs in the game, which is nice. But in one of the screenshots, you also see a Wilson football, so it appears that we will have multiple different football options for people that are into that as well. Another thing I thought looked pretty good were the back plates. They look different than they do in Madden, in my opinion. They look a little bit better. You could see some of them here with the Clemson players. You can see it really good here with the UCLA player. Their uniforms are so fire, by the way. I think they're some of my favorite uniforms in college football, but you could see really good back plates there. Now, going back here to this Clemson shot, something I know people pointed out, something that is probably, I would say, the worst part of the trailer are definitely, the player models are definitely very much like Madden. And not to say that every player model in Madden isn't bad, but some of them are bad, and they're not all good for sure. And you can see here, the one thing I'll say is there are different varieties of body types. They've definitely done a little bit better with that over the years, adding more variety. But like number 64, for example, he even tweeted about this saying, dude, I'm not that big, and he's not. So I'm sure he'll get adjusted.
I seen that, bro. Number 64 is not that big. He's actually in shape.
Things like that are a lot easier to tweak before the game comes out, especially when you got 10,000 players. Just to be fair, with 10,000 players, you're probably not going to have everybody's body type looking on point. You're probably going to have to go back and tweak things, because that's just a lot of players that you have to have looking exactly like themselves. I don't know how many man hours that takes, but that's got to be just a crazy amount of time. And especially if you're trying to make their faces look decent as well, you know, that's a thing too. But what I did like is we definitely have different varieties of body types here, but they're definitely not the best player models in the game. That's kind of one area that EA definitely could stand to do a little bit better, in my opinion. Now, also here with Travis Hunter, something that's interesting, a lot of people pointed out, it looks like he has a ski mask on, or a shiesty, which whatever you refer to it as, but it looks like he has one on, because if you look at his neck, that's definitely way darker than his face. That's not his skin tone. But I'm gonna say that this is a maybe, just because it could be the lighting playing tricks on us a little bit. It definitely looks like he has a mask on, which would
that's definitely a ski mask or some type of some type of head cover for sure. Let's go.
Another really cool piece of equipment that people have wanted, but I don't think this one's definitive enough yet to say that it's for sure in the game, but it's something to think about because it does look like it could be. Now, in terms of the animations we saw in the trailer, just to be honest, we did not see like real gameplay. We saw cinematic, we saw a lot of up close stuff, but I mean, we definitely see animations that we recognize from Madden. And I mean, I've said this for over a year now as we've been talking about this game. The gameplay is going to have a lot of similarities to Madden. The old NCAA games had a lot of similarities to Madden as well. Some people refuse to recognize that, but it's true. Now, NCAA also had differences on the field than Madden as well. They weren't 100% alike, but they did share a lot of the same animations.
They did, bro, because at the end of the day, it's, nigga, everybody's still playing football. The fuck, it's not gonna be that much different from Madden, so we can't complain too much.
They share the same movement system. Most years they were on the same engine. This is a fact, not every single year, but most years they were on the same engine. For example, the last game that came out, NCAA 14, was on the Ignite engine with Madden 25. Now, when Madden 25 moved to the new consoles, that version did have a different engine, but NCAA never went over to the newer consoles. So when you have the same company on the same engine, both American football games, they're gonna share the animation library. It just doesn't make sense not to. They're going to share the movement system. They're not going to make an entirely different movement system for one game than the other. That just doesn't make sense. However, NCAA always played faster, and from what we've heard about this game, the same is going to be true. It's going to play faster. It's a more wide open game. You know, the hash marks on the field being wider also plays into how the game plays, but also the gameplay in terms of NCAA or college football, the way it's going to be different more than anything else, aside from being faster, maybe a little more loose, because those are things they can tweak within the engine, within the system. Even if it has the same animations as Madden, even if the players run the same as Madden, it doesn't mean that the game plays on the field 100% like Madden does. But it's going to share a lot of those things. So don't get me wrong, it absolutely is, and we see some of those animations in this exact trailer. But another big way that the college game is different is the playbooks are much more diverse. So if they do nail the playbooks, which is a big if, because you know they haven't really done that in Madden lately, if they nail the playbooks, that alone just gives you so many different ways to play, and it makes the game feel different. But one animation we did see in the trailer that is not in Madden is the LSU catch animation, and that is another way where NCAA will be different. There will be some animations that are just specific to the college game because, for one, you only need 1 foot in bounds to secure the catch. So with that in mind, the same as the older NCAA games, you're going to have a variety of 1 foot catch animations, whereas you wouldn't have that in Madden because you wouldn't have all those animations in Madden that would just result in an incomplete pass. That just doesn't make sense. Whereas in NCAA, those are completed passes. So you're going to see new animations in terms of 1 foot in bounds. You're going to see new animations in terms of plays because this game will have plays and formations that will...
Bro, this is just why I like the college game so much fucking better, bro. It's like a simplified version of the NFL for the good.
Not being Madden, you're not going to see wishbone and flexbone. You're not going to see the variety of triple options and speed options in Madden that you're going to see here. So you're going to have a lot of different animations on running plays, on pitches, on tosses, on different auto motions. So you're going to have differences there. And I do think they're going to give this game a few of its own, maybe standalone animations just to make it feel a little more special. I don't think it's going to be some above and beyond type of thing, but I do think they're going to give it its little...
Bro, in the little freeze frame with Travis Hunter, he's definitely has a ski mask on. You can see it on his neck. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
To try to make it stand out and be as different from Madden as possible, because at the end of the day, that's what we want. We don't want it to just feel like a completely reskinned game. But yes, are you going to see the same animations that you see in Madden? You're absolutely going to see that. They have this animation library. They're not just going to completely chuck it away and start over, because it just doesn't make sense to. If anything, just add on to it. Add the special things that happen only in college and make those kind of come alive with some of those new animations. And here's another cool shot that I don't think a lot of people caught. You could see here in this clip in the background the guys on the sidelines holding up the big play card signs that we know are very popular in college football. So it looks like even those little sideline details are going to be included in the game as well. But kind of starting to ramble now, so we're going to wrap this up. If you want to know about some of the game modes and stuff like that we found out a few...
Bro, honestly, the only thing I asked for out of NCAA college football 25 y'all better not forget who the best motherfucking school in Arizona belongs to. Down south. Don't leave my Wildcats out of this mug, bro. Please add something nice for them, please. Cause fuck ASU. We don't need that shit. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this one, leave a like, comment. comment on the video, subscribe. It's free 99. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this new college football game. If you're gonna cop, let me know. If you're not gonna cop, let me know why. Yeah. Also, go check out Eric Rayweather. He drops fire ass videos from Madden. I mean, pretty much anything that has to do with Madden, college football, he's the guy. But yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. Thanks for stopping. Peace.